Yo, Cardi B just did the unthinkable. She pulled up on Stefon Diggs in public, hand on his chest, smiling in everybody's face like that whole assault trial never even happened. And while the internet is still picking its jaw up off the floor, Big Latto walks in with a tweet so cold it broke the Rap Girls group chat, talking about retirement before her album even drops. Brew, the haters really thought Cardi was done with Stefon and Latto was about to flop quietly. You all picked the worst weekend to be wrong. Before we get into it, subscribe, don't miss it. Nah. Belcalis Almonzo, Cardi B herself, pulled up to Stefon Diggs' Diggs Deep Foundation Wellness Mother's Day event in the DMV alongside the whole Diggs family, hours before Mother's Day weekend. The event went down Saturday, posted live across Instagram and Threads, with Cardi posing next to Mama Diggs, brother Trayvon, and Stefon himself. Meanwhile, Alyssa Michelle Stevens, Big Latto, Big Mama, whatever you want to call her, fired off a full-word tweet on May 8 calling her upcoming May 29th album, Big Mama, her retirement album. The Whoops really thought these girls were finished. They clearly didn't think this through. Now let's look at the receipts. Let's get straight into the receipts because this Cardi situation is wild. On Saturday, May 9th, 2026, the official Diggs Deep Foundation post hit Instagram with a caption confirming Cardi B and Stefon Diggs at the wellness event supporting mothers in the DMV. And the visual? Cardi smiling. Stefon's arm wrapped around her. Mama Diggs right there. When I saw this video, I had to sit down. This is the same woman who just months ago was on tour saying she can't keep a man, and now she's posing for charity flicks like nothing happened? Bro, that's a definition of a 180. Then Cardi did what only Cardi does. She went to a secret society Instagram page laughing at her OWN fans. Her exact words, BG, you're so like you're the funniest people ever. When I read that, I was like, nah, she really is enjoying this. You cannot make me believe she doesn't love being the drama. She titled the whole album Am I the Drama? That ain't an accident. That's a confession. Now flip back to February 2026. Cardi was on the field at Gillette Stadium hugging Stefon after the Patriots clinched their Super Bowl 60 spot, kissing him in front of cameras. News reported the exact moment. Cardi B joined Stefon Diggs on the field as he and the New England Patriots secured their spot in Super Bowl 60. Bro said what with his actions? That's the dumbest move for somebody who supposedly broke up 2 months prior. Then there's the trial receipt. On December 2nd, 2025, a Massachusetts jury delivered the verdict. Not guilty on the felony strangulation charge and the misdemeanor assault and battery charge against Stefon's former live-in chef. NBC News confirmed it word for word. A Massachusetts jury on Tuesday acquitted former New England Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs of charges that he assaulted a live-in chef. When I heard that verdict, I knew it was over for the haters. Diggs walked. Now the Shy situation. Cardi went on X Spaces and made it plain that's a braider, that's family, period. Then today she dropped video of Shy braiding her stylish hair with the audio, "Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Finally, I met you." Brew, that's a statement. Anybody dragging Shy? Cardi just said respectfully, "Kick rocks." Those rumors that Shy was creeping with Stefon? Cardi heard him loud and clear and decided, watch me put her eye in the family photo. The audacity is insane, and I love it. Finally, switching to Latto, her tweet from May 8, 2026 was 4 words. 5/29's my retirement album. Thank you for everything. Complex confirmed it. Ahead of the arrival of her 4th studio album, Big Mama, Latto has indicated that she's ready to retire from music. When I saw that tweet drop, I refreshed 3 times. 4 words. No press release. No Apple Music exclusive interview. Just thank you. I'm out. That's a move of somebody who already knows what she's doing. Now let's connect the dots because the timeline tells a story. That charity event? It dropped exactly 5 months and 1 week after the not guilty verdict. Cardi waited just long enough for the legal smoke to clear, then boom, pulled up at Mama Diggs' event. That's not random. That's calculated reintroduction. Remember the Met Gala sighting? That happened May 5th, 2025, months before the alleged split earlier this year. So the breakup narrative the blog sold y'all? Look at the pattern. They kept showing up at private functions while publicly separated. The 6 God level move would have been silence. Stefon picked the loudest possible move. Bro, that's terrible PR strategy if you actually broke up. Now, the Super Bowl moment. That's a linchpin. The last confirmed PDA before today was on the Patriots field after Denver got smoked. Between February 2026 and May 2026, this is the first public booed-up appearance. 3 months of silence. Then a Mother's Day power move? That's a relaunch, not a reunion. Here's the tea nobody caught. Stefon Diggs, Mama Diggs, and the chief of staff who testified for Stefon at trial were all in attendance. The same woman whose testimony helped clear his name? Standing right there. That's not a charity event. That's a victory parade disguised as one. Any smart hater would have waited. But the haters aren't smart. And shifting to Latto, her timeline is even slicker. She announced her pregnancy on the album cover, confirmed she's been with 21 Savage since 2025, then dropped the retirement bomb. That's 3 major life announcements stacked back to back to back, like she's running a press cycle. Coincidence? Nah. The Big Mama album rolls out via Streamcut and RCA Records on May 29th, and right before launch, she retires. That's the move of someone who studied Rihanna's playbook. Her label situation is the iceberg under this. The Glorilla collab single barely scraped Billboard, the solo single missed entirely. So Latto's been telling you all in the bars that the label ain't backing her, and now she's hinting at a contract exit dressed up as a retirement. The whoops thought she was washed. Nah. She's strategically positioning. Now check this out. Nobody's talking about the placement. Cardi didn't just show up. She showed up at a wellness event supporting mothers. That word wellness is doing heavy lifting. After a trial where the chef alleged abuse, the very first event Cardi co-signs is one centered on women's wellness, hosted by his foundation. That's narrative warfare. It means, if the abuse claims were real, would I be at a women's wellness event with him? That's a chess move. The whoops didn't catch it. Zoom into one detail from her secret society post. The phrase, BG, yo. BG isn't random. That's Bardi gang. She's directly addressing the fans who turn on her, not random trolls. That tells you exactly who she's clapping back at. If she had half a worry about losing them, she would have apologized. Instead, she laughed. That's a power move dressed as a joke. Then the Shy video clip. That line, finally, I met you, repeated like a hook? That's not just audio. That's coded. After all the rumors that Shy was in Stefon's DMs, Cardi having Shy braid hair while filming a finally we connected moment is her saying, we're not just fine. We're braiding Mom's Day hair together. Anybody who thought Cardi was about to fold caught a public L. That's embarrassing for the rumor pushers. Now Latto's tweet. Let's dissect it forensically. 4 words. My retirement album. Thank you for everything. The word everything is a giveaway. That's not thank you for the love or thank you fans. That's thank you for everything. Past tense, all-encompassing, label-style language. That's the language of someone closing a chapter, not a career. If she meant retirement, she'd say thank you to the fans. She said everything, meaning the system, the deals, the politics. The whoops reading that like it's a goodbye. They missed the corporate dog whistle entirely. And one more layer, the album title Big Mama. She's pregnant, allegedly with 21 Savage baby. The album cover IS the pregnancy reveal. So the retirement framing turns the album into a send-off event, meaning every stream becomes a last chance stream. That's psychological pricing on streaming numbers. If the haters had any IQ, they'd see she just engineered a guaranteed first week boost. They didn't catch it. They never do. Let's compare how the outlets framed this. All hip-hop ran with the angle that Cardi stunned mothers at the foundation event, leaning into the surprise factor and the goodwill optics. They presented this as a feel-good charity moment. Reasonable framing, but it skips the relationship subtext entirely. News went the relationship route hard, calling the Super Bowl moment sweet PDA and treating today's appearance as a confirmation of reconciliation. Their spin. This is romance journalism. They want clicks on how they back headlines. Billboard ran a full timeline framing it as a saga with beginning, middle, and ending, while Parade leaned more chronological or biographical. Different angles. Same content, none of them connecting the foundation appearance to the trial fallout strategically. They reported it. They didn't interpret it. Now some haters in the comments, and I quote the energy, are saying this is a gimmick and Cardi's getting paid to show up. Other comments said she needs therapy. But those are the same people who thought Stefon was guilty before the verdict. NBC News and ESPN both confirmed the acquittal, felony and misdemeanor. Cardi defenders don't have to defend her. The receipts speak. If you still think the trial was anything but a not guilty, you're just biased. On Latto, the spin war is even funnier. Hot 97 took the she's retiring for family angle. Bollywood shawties framed it as a 21 Savage effect, and Complex stayed neutral, just reporting the tweet. The framing competition is real. Some people defending the she's serious narrative, those are the same people who said Rihanna was retiring in 2017. We see how that worked out. The media can spin all they want, but the receipts on Latto's labeled drama don't lie. Mainstream blogs are gonna sell you the easy story. Cardi got back with her man, Latto stepping down for love. Real cute. Real wrong. Here's what nobody is talking about. This is industry politics at the highest level. Both of these moves? Calculated. Both of these women just outplayed their entire opposition and their own labels in the same week. And the industry is furious about it. Start with Cardi. Why did she pop out today specifically? Because the industry needed her to break up with Stefon. The narrative was set, messy female rapper picks the wrong man. Outlets were ready to do redemption arc pieces about her growth through the breakup. Then she walked into Mama Diggs' event smiling. She killed an entire content cycle in real time. The bloggers who pre-wrote Cardi finally healed in single pieces. Those drafts are in the trash. That's why the comment sections are so heated. People invested emotionally in a narrative she just refused to deliver. And that's the truth nobody's saying. Cardi isn't reckless. Cardi is a strategist who happens to be loud. The whoops are puppets pulling the same hot mess string the industry handed them. Now connect that to those Bardi gang fans Cardi laughed at on Secret Society. Those weren't fans. Those were people who wanted Cardi to follow a script. When she didn't, they got angry. That's fan entitlement, not love. And Cardi sniffed it out and roasted them publicly. That move wasn't messy. That was boss energy. Anybody mad at her right now is mad because she didn't perform for them. You don't owe WN her healing process. Sit down. Now Latto, and this is where it gets deeper. The retirement isn't real retirement. It's a contract play disguised as a personal pivot. Big Mama drops via Streamcut and RCA. She's been hinting in songs that the label hasn't been backing her properly. Her last solo single missed the chart entirely. If she fulfills Big Mama as a final contracted album, she walks away clean. No more deliverables, no more obligations. Then she can re-emerge independent. Like Chance, like Nipsey did, like Russ. The retirement framing is a perfect PR shield. Nobody can say she got dropped because she walked away on top, pregnant, with a 21 Savage cosign. That's not retirement. That's a leverage play. And here's what makes it surgical. By announcing retirement before the album, she just bumped first week streams artificially. Every casual fan now thinks this is the last Latto album I'll ever hear. Streams up, sales up, final album narrative cemented. The label has to give her promo support now because they don't want a retirement album to flop on their watch. She forced their hand. She's playing chess while the doubters are playing checkers. Compare Latto to Meg Thee Stallion for a second. Meg gets all the freestyle credit. But bar for bar, lyric for lyric, Latto's the more technically gifted rapper. Period. The industry has been pushing Meg as a lyricist of the era, while Latto carried the actual skill. Latto retiring early forces a reevaluation. 5 years from now, the conversation about who really had the bars in this generation, Latto's name moves UP, not down. That's legacy chess. Now the haters, and I mean the loud ones, are the same people who thought Cardi was washed after Offset, the same people who thought Latto peaked at Big Energy. Both of these women keep winning, and they keep calling it luck. Nah, it's strategy you don't recognize because you don't think like a winner. The forbidden truth? Both of these women just executed industry plays this week that male rappers get praised for when they do them. When a rapper drops a final album before going indie, they call him a genius. When Latto does it, they call it a gimmick. When Drake reconciles with an ex publicly, they call him romantic. When Cardi does it, they call her dumb. The double standard is loud, and that's what mainstream won't tell you. So what happens next? 3 scenarios. Strap in. Within 30 days, Cardi and Stefon are gonna make this official. We're talking joint Instagram post, maybe a date night carousel, possibly a hard launch on her tour. Why? Because she's already telegraphed it with this Mother's Day appearance. The next move is locking in the narrative before the football season ramps up. Stefon's gonna catch his first big regular season touchdown, and Cardi's gonna be in the box, popping bottles. The doubters are gonna be screaming into the void online while she lives her best life. Every "I told you" comment is gonna age like milk. Mark my words, by the time the Patriots play their next primetime game, the breakup narrative will be dead and buried, and the people who push it will quietly delete those tweets. Now, if Cardi and Stefon don't go full hard launch, here's what happens. Cardi pulls a Beyoncé. She stays publicly silent, lets the imagery do the talking, and drops new music with subliminals about real love and loyalty through the storm. That album would sell. The opposition is not ready for what happens if Cardi puts Heartbreak Survivor energy into the studio while staying with Stefon. We saw what she did with WAP. If Cardi takes us seriously creatively, the girls in the rap game don't stand a chance on the charts for the rest of the year. Either way, Cardi wins. Loud win or strategic win, it's still a W. Big Mama drops May 29th. Watch this, first week numbers are gonna shock the doubters. The retirement framing is gonna juice the streams hard, especially with 21 Savage features sprinkled in. The industry is gonna realize they underpaid Latto's leverage. Then within 12 to 18 months, she's back, independent, maybe under a new imprint, maybe with a Rock Nation management deal, maybe building her own label. The doubters who said she's washed, they're gonna be watching her drop a feature on a Drake album going, wait, I thought she retired. 5 years from now, this week is gonna be remembered as a moment Latto stopped letting labels dictate her timeline. Her legacy goes UP from here. The haters who celebrated her retirement are gonna look like fools when she's headlining festivals as an independent artist getting 100% of her checks. And the cultural shift, these two stories together represent something bigger. Cardi staying with her man through public scrutiny. Latto walking away from a major label on her terms. These are women in hip-hop refusing to be controlled by narratives, by fans, by labels, by media. That's the new template. 5 years from now, the next generation of female rappers is gonna study this week. Whatever happens, one thing's clear, the doubt is already lost. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering the real story, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss when we expose what everyone else is too scared to say. Ring that bell for notifications. And if you want more truth bombs like this, click on one of these videos next. Trust me, you'll want to see what we found.